And hello to one and all. We are back for more training. This is what it's all about. Getting better. I do need to record another 5-minute game. Hopefully I'll do that later today, but definitely tomorrow at the latest. As per my last video, I said I will do end games because it's definitely an area of my game which I don't work a lot on tactically. I kind of get to an end game and I essentially just blag my way through. Although I do miss my fair share of mates. Let's have a look at, I bet I've passed endgame already, haven't I? I knew I would. I wasn't paying attention. I've just put my glasses on. Alright, Endgame Practice. So tick that. Make sure we're on the right rating. And then I'll click it again just to make sure it doesn't give me past pawns like it did last time. So let's start. What's going on here? Endgame Practice. 20 in a row, as ever, is the target. It's white to move. I feel like I did want to take on h3, but upon further investigation, I think the rook. Does the rook come across? Ooh, you see? I was thinking if the rook goes to h6, the pawn can't take. But, yeah, the pawn can't take. But the king can still go to h1. I was just thinking about stalemate there. King can go to h1, and then I just take with the rook after that, don't I? 8-4-5. This is the hardest, one of the hardest I'll get. Awesome. Look at that. Not bad. I feel endgame's quite, I don't know, do I want to say logical? Oh, they've given me all the difficult ones. Difficulty 792. Right, black to move. Where do I want to go? So I'm moving up the board. I could promote. Then the rook takes it, so that's not good to anyone. Does pawn take pawn? Does that work? Yeah, if my e pawn takes his f pawn, the rook can't take. Can't take my d pawn, and if he comes down for check, I'll just keep moving across and attacking and protecting my pawn. Ish. I think. So I think it's pawn takes. It's definitely not pawn promotion. Do I deliver a check with my knight and then get attacked by the king? Doesn't make sense. So let's, does that king move make any sense? King to f. I feel king to f5 means he could still take the pawn afterwards. Yeah, I'd be unnecessarily losing my pawn. So let's take, marvelous. Good job, I considered everything. 8-3-7, wow, they're just going to give me all the difficult ones. That's fair enough, I'd have to do them eventually. Black to move, king can't take the bishop. However, my e pawn can take his f pawn. Check. King to f1. Then I bring my bishop across for check. Mate. Okay, let's do that. Awesome. It's been a strong start. Oh gosh, right. Black to move. Oh, I've got the queen. Okay, so what am I trying to achieve here? My pawn's trying to go up the board. He's about to He is about to promote to a queen. So it's all about delivering a check, because protecting the d8 square is no good because it's protected by the queen. So where am I delivering check? e5, no, I get taken. d3 looks good. c5 is not an option. b6 is also an option. Okay, so this is... Oh, I need to... Oh, what about a3? Because I can take the queen once the king moves. Because the king can't move anywhere to protect the queen, and it stops the promotion. That looks like the most logical decision. Must be, surely. Fantastico. I saw that late. Very late. Right. Oh, difficulty 420. That's what I get. Hopefully. Black to move. Oh, so many options. Bishop, dark squared bishops are facing each other. It's discovered attacks on the rooks. What is the best choice? Ooh, rook takes bishop. Rook has to take rook, and then the g3 pawn is unprotected, and then the king can just do work over there. Yep, that looks good to me, I believe. And so, oh no, I definitely need to take that out, and then we're just doing work over here. Brilliant. Whew, that's 5. 7, 9, 1. They're just giving me the difficult ones. What am I doing? White move. So I'm in check. Where do I go? Where's a good space? What's a good space? What's a good square for the king to go on? I have a choice of 4. You got D, E, and F along the 7th rank, or D5. I feel I should go towards the rook. I want to say F7. He can't then deliver a check. And it'll give me an option to move my pawn at some point for a discovered check. Everywhere else, the only other real candidate would be d5, which is kind of meh. I don't see a huge benefit. It's just putting things in the way between my rook and his king. So yeah, let's I think F7, and then push the passed pawn. Yeah, I think if I go F7 and then he goes F5, can't take the pawn, then I push the pawn. He's then in check, and I'm in a position to keep pushing that pawn. Okay, let's go. Okay, do I chase this rook? I didn't think he'd go there. No, let's just push the passed pawns. Passed pawns get pushed. There we go. Live with that. Black to move. So the king can't take the rook. My pawn's there about to get attacked. Pushing my pawn isn't going to help the situation. I could protect the pawn with my bishop by going to d2, but that doesn't really excite me, because if I push the pawn to g4, it's then no longer protected, so that's not the move. So maybe I'm pushing my c5 pawn. If he gets taken by his b pawn, I take it with my... Oh no, if he takes it, then I just take the rook with my king. Okay, interesting. That could be... I think that's the option. That must be it. Yeah, that's the only really logical decision. Must be. Come on. Okay. So do I take the pawn? Feels empty. I feel like, how's this a 4-2-5 difficulty? I feel if I take the pawn, the rook then moves to b2, and it's... Oh, then I just move the king to help defend the pawn. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Whether I'd go to c4 or a4, I'd have to go to a4 to allow my pawn to be pushed, I guess. Yeah, let's take it. Good stuff. I should speed up, but it's the first time doing these, so I'm a little bit apprehensive. White to move. You know what? It seems obvious to take that bishop. Then the king takes my pawn. And then it's just a matter of how... It's a matter of who I try and take with the king. So let's take the bishop, king takes. And then does my king go around to try and take the h7 pawn? I definitely can't save my a6. Or do I push my f pawn? Takes. And then my g pawn's got to try and pass his h pawn with the protection of the king. It's possible? I don't know, let me... So I'm thinking I push the pawn, push the f pawn, it takes, I take back with my king, and then the king goes over to take the h pawn. Yeah, that must be the quickest way, because he's got 3 moves to take my pawn and get out of the way, and I should be ahead in that race after faffing around with the taking. Oh, I was wrong. Oh, I was wrong, as wrong could be. Look at that. I'm not going to do 3 tries because this was a long video. Let's just find out what the correct answer was. Wow. It's obviously... So the king's meant to go straight after the h pawn. That's insane. It really was meant to go straight after the h pawn. Seems like that would take forever, wasn't it? It's 2 moves to take the h pawn. 2 moves for him to get out of the way. I take the G pawn. I guess it's... Yeah, I guess I'd get there first. That was disappointing. Poor calculation by me. But there you have it. Well, we can stare at the board all we want. Oh, so I got 7 right on my first attempt at endgames. I think that proves that it's definitely a weak area. That's it for this video. It's not a long one. I hope you guys did better than me, as always. And I think my next video will be a 5-minute game. So I will see you then. Thanks for watching.